You do not need to lose a single pound before you walk into a gym. Waiting is the trap that's keeping you stuck. Most people think the gym is only for people that are already fit, but that couldn't be further from the truth. That mindset is what's killing your momentum before it even starts. Because every week you hesitate is another week your confidence shrinks, and another week your goals get pushed further and further out of reach. I want to tell you the story about one of my favorite members. His name is Brian. I'm going to use the name Brian. His name's something else, but I want to keep his privacy a little bit more intact. So, for all intents and purposes, Brian and I had a conversation 2016, 2017, where he told me that he wanted to lose 100 pounds. Now, Brian was a heavy set guy, had a lot of weight to lose. He had a long history of a difficult relationship with food. His family were all foodies. His brother was a chef. He had lots and lots of opportunities to eat some amazing food. And he developed the bad habit of not tracking any of it, of not really having any control over when he ate or how much he ate or exactly the macros or quantities or anything that he put into his body. It was just kind of a free for all. Okay, just fine. A lot of people live that way. At some point, we want to learn a little bit about it so that we can take some control. Brian also never did a lot of exercise. He didn't grow up in a family that was full of athletes. He didn't grow up in a family that was full of people that did activities with their bodies and were physical. He grew up in a family that worked with computers mostly and liked to play things like video games and liked to play board games, which again, there's nothing wrong with that. But because of those two things combined, he ended up in a place where he felt he was somewhere around 100 pounds overweight. The reason he wanted to change was because it was making it difficult for him to do the things he wanted to do. He wanted to get into hiking. He wanted to get into some mountaineering eventually. He wanted to be able to get up and go for a walk or a run or do simple things like going up the stairs without feeling winded. And those things eventually got to him, which brought him to my door. The very first thing he told me is, I don't know that I can do this program yet. I think I need to lose some weight before I start. And it took me about 45 minutes of sitting down and talking to him and reframing and getting him to understand that the entire point of our existence at Sasquatch and the entire point of the majority of the training programs and nutrition programs out there is to help people in his exact situation from where he is right now. I have zero pre-qualifications for you coming and working with us. I've worked with people that are missing limbs. I've worked with people that have had their backs broken. I've worked with paraplegics. I've worked with people with multiple sclerosis. I've worked with people that need to lose 200 pounds, not 100 pounds. It doesn't matter. Wherever you are, we can help you. And you absolutely do not need to lose weight before you join a program to diet or exercise. So after 45 minutes of trying to talk Brian through this thing and giving him a dozen examples of people, I have a cool wall at the gym that's got all of our results. It's gigantic wall littered with results that we've delivered for people. I mean, we've been doing this for 12 years. We've worked with over 30,000 people. But it took that much convincing to get him to really own the fact that he could start right now. Because he came in with the idea of like, I'm going to figure out what this plan looks like. I'm going to put some work in, and then in 6 months, then I can work out at this gym, and then I can like do this program. After 45 minutes, we got to the realization that he could start. And he was a little excited, but he was also quite a bit nervous, right? He didn't come in with that intention. So over the next couple months, something really, really cool happened. And I'd like to think it changed Brian's life. Brian says it changed his life and a couple of reviews that he's left us over the years, for like the nutrition program and then the exercise programs and all that stuff. Brian started to see this slow and steady progress. Okay. We use in bodies at the location. Those let us differentiate between muscle gained, fat loss, just water weight being dropped. And Brian started to see that every single week the numbers were moving. Now, we weren't doing anything crazy to start, right? Brian was brand new to exercise. Just the fact that he was coming in was already super powerful, and it was going to create some amazing changes in him. So we started small. He was coming in twice a week. Eventually, we built it up to 3 times a week. For the most part, he was sticking through to the end of class. He was doing a full hour class, but he would often have to sit down and take a break in between just because, he's a heavy guy. It was difficult to move that kind of weight around, but he worked through it. And over the course of the first 3 months, Brian lost something to the tune of like 25, 30 pounds out of the 100 pounds that he wanted to lose. Now, we didn't necessarily anticipate that kind of weight loss, but because he came in, because he was willing to jump in and do this, because he was excited and like enjoyed the process, it happened a lot quicker than he anticipated. Now, Brian eventually did lose his 100 pounds and he was super excited and he's still a member to this day. And that's the story for another day. But what I want to illustrate is these fears that you might have before you step into a program like this are completely normal. A lot of people that you're going to be working out with had the exact same fears and the exact same apprehensions, and you can still do it. I believe in you. Your coaches are going to believe in you. The community around you are going to rally around you and help you succeed. The level of support that you're going to have if you join a group training program is unlike anything you've felt before. I promise. If you're new to it, if you haven't been a part of it, be a part of one. It'll change your life because the people, the coaches, the staff, the front desk, if it's a good gym, they all care. They all want to be there for you. They all want to help you. And most of them have been there. Most of them have a story like that. In another video, I talk about me being overweight. I was 265 pounds before I started working out, not a lick of muscle on me. And I'm 6'1", I'm not 6'5". So 265 is very heavy. I was 44, 45% body fat, something like that. And I still came in. I still showed up. I still started going into the program. I still took one step at a time. And here I am today, and I get to share that with other people. And it makes me super happy and super grateful. So, whatever you're dealing with out there, especially if you're thinking to yourself, I need to lose some weight, or I need to be fit, or I need to do anything before stepping into this program, you're fine. You're going to do great. You're going to make so much progress and be so happy that you started. Just start. So, on to the practical advice. The first thing I want you to do is I want you to reframe this in your mind. The gym is a training ground, okay? It's not a place of judgment. You don't go into the gym because you're in shape. You go into the gym to get in shape. So, as long as you choose a gym with some supportive staff, a supportive community, you're going to do great. My biggest tip for that, if you go on Google and you read the Google reviews, if every second or third review mentions the community, how friendly the staff is, how supportive the staff is, you're going to do great. That's what you're looking for if you're a bare beginner. It matters so much more than credentials or anything like that. All the time I get people that are like, "Oh, what are the credentials of the coaches?" And we've got bios and pages and we're continuing education providers. So we're really well credentialed coaches, but it doesn't matter. That is not what you want. You want people that make you excited to be at the gym. You want people that are super warm and super supportive and are going to make you happy that you spent that hour there with them. That's the important part, especially as a beginner. So that's what I want you to look for. Number two is I want you to start with identity in mind, not weight. Okay. So stop asking, am I fit enough to start? I want you to start asking, who do I want to become? What's the point of doing all these things? What does the end of the journey look like for you? What do you want it to look like? Try and find some excitement in that. If you get to reframe it for yourself and you get to focus on this really cool version of yourself that you get to become, the person that gets to climb that mountain, the person that gets to go on that hike, the person that gets to go whitewater rafting in North Carolina with your family this summer. Whatever it is that you think you can tie this into, that identity shift is going to be so powerful in getting you to start. Because then it's less focused on what's happening right now and the apprehensions and the fears and all these things that might be bubbling up. And it's more about the excitement about the thing on the other end of the road. I got this really great story from a friend of mine that helped me out when I was going to give this big speech. I was going to give a speech in front of like 150 people. I was super nervous. I hadn't done anything like that since college. So, what he told me is if you reframe nervousness as excitement, it changes things completely. And he was 100% right. That's exactly what happened. Those butterflies in my stomach, that like grumbly feeling, I just said, like, oh, that's excitement. I'm excited. Just excited to do this. And over the course of like 2 minutes of thinking that to myself, I was genuinely excited to get on stage and give this speech. And the speech went great. So reframe it. All that nervousness, all that fear, change it into excitement about this person that you're going to become. All these amazing things that you're going to get out of doing this program. Number three, I want you to create a plan so that you're not overwhelmed. If I had it my way, I would have you guys join a group fitness gym, okay? Or do a plan or something like Sasquatch, get a professional coach, because then the plan is egregiously simple. Go to class X number of times, 2 times, 3 times a week, whatever. Or the plan becomes, I have my trainer on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then it's super simple. If you're gonna go at this on your own, you need to keep it simple, okay? So if you're going to a global gym, 4 to 5 machines, okay? We're doing 2 to 3 sets. We're doing 10 to 12 reps. Super, super simple. You can throw this stuff in ChatGPT and it'll spit out a quick little program for you. Stick to the same program for 3 to 4 weeks before you change anything and focus on one thing only, showing up. That's it. It's progress, not perfection. That's what's going to get you to start building a habit of going to the gym. And it's going to get you way more results than trying to optimize the hour that you're there. Number four, and this is critical, we need to anchor your first wins. Anything that you can cling on to that says to you, and more importantly, your brain, that you're winning is money. That's what we want. Okay. So find every opportunity to celebrate the fact that you're taking steps in the right direction. Keep track of your attendance. If you're just showing up, that's a humongous win. Okay. If your clothes are starting to fit a little bit better, if somebody said, like, oh, you're looking good today, or somebody says, hey, you look more vibrant, or your coach says, hey, your squat looks better, it doesn't matter what it is. Make a mental note, write it down in a journal, remind yourself that you are getting these wins so that they build on top of each other. Your brain loves positive feedback. If you get a big pat on the back, your brain is so excited and it wants to reinforce that behavior and it's going to do it again. So if you get to the gym, give yourself a pat on the back. If you lift a new record weight, give yourself a pat on the back. If you lost a pound or gained a pound of muscle or anything, give yourself a pat, be happy, celebrate. It will compound over time. I promise. With all this in mind, just remember, you don't need to lose weight before joining the gym. You just need courage, maybe a swift kick in the butt, which hopefully this video gave you. Okay? You need to take that one brave step, and then all of the progress that you want is on the other side of that singular step. You got this. I believe in you. If you want some more motivation, if you have some other questions, there's tons of videos just like this one that you can watch. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you kick some butt and I hope you get started.